Hello everybody and welcome back to Asgard. I have no idea how the audio quality is going to be in here because as you can see, I'm in a new place. I'm currently in the house in Tennessee and I actually just got a new table today and it's very echoey in here. Very, very echoey in here. So please let me know if the audio is coming through okay, if you can hear me okay, if I'm too soft. If it's too loud, please let me know, and I will try to adjust it accordingly. Senate, what's going on, man? Slash Neons, what's going on? Casmel Jimmy, what's going on? First is the best, says the Senate. But yes, it has finally happened. As you can tell from the title of this video, it has finally happened. New house. Yes, indeed, new house. I'll be back into my old setup tomorrow, and I plan on doing a live stream still on Monday and Tuesday for the evening streams. And I wanted to try and get a Saturday night stream out as soon as possible. But since I did not know how it was going to be today, that's why I'm not on the main channel right now, because I didn't know if it was going to hold up. I didn't know if the audio quality was going to be at least, bearable at this point. But now I feel like drunk 3PO, holding the microphone, having to, just freewheel it like this. Lou says, hey mate, how's your day been? My day's been fine, man. My day's been fine. We went to IKEA for several hours to buy some stuff, and we put it together as soon as we got back, but we had to go about 2 hours outside towards Atlanta because there's no IKEA near us. Reverb like with the blue guitars. I hope you like it, man. I can hear okay, just a little echoey. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, as long as the audio is coming through and you can hear me clearly, that's the most important thing, because that's pretty much all I'm gonna get. I can't do anything with the echo, at least with this one, man. I gotta rock the microphone. You're right. I don't know how he does it though, because he holds it. For some reason, he doesn't pop any of his P's or T's. Like it doesn't come through, and it's truly amazing. How 3000, what's going on, man? Mad Mitch, Talia Al Ghul is here as well. How is everyone doing? But yeah, as you saw, guys, the news is finally now broke. It is now officially, Avatar is no longer number one. It just happened about 40 minutes ago, meaning that all of these big all of these big media companies like Deadline and Variety, they got news that apparently, based on projections on what it's making today and what it's projected to make tomorrow, it will pass and has passed up Avatar. So no longer is Avatar the highest grossing film of all time. Now Endgame, Avengers Endgame, which in my mind is one of the worst Avengers films, probably one of the worst MCU films writing-wise, has now passed up Avatar, which is also a really bad writing film as well. So, obviously I could take it one direction. I could be very anti-Marvel. I could be very anti-Avatar. But to me, I think that the biggest thing is now the two highest grossing films of all time, before inflation, of course, this is all before inflation. The two highest grossing films of all time have terrible writing. You have the worst writing almost in any film, or some of the worst writing in any film, in the two top highest grossing films of all time. That is pathetic. That is pathetic, and that is sad. And this is where we are now. Now we are, the only movies making money. Someone they just put an article out the other day that now, all of a sudden, we have only films making money are Disney movies. And the only Disney movies that are coming out are all remakes or some type of Marvel film based on a previous material. And that is really, really sad that is indeed the case. So yes, Talia Al Ghul, Avatar is no longer number one. This is now being reported by several different people. At first, someone tweeted at me that it was broken on Variety, but I just found it on Deadline and several other sources, so it is official. Avatar is no longer the highest grossing film of all time. Endgame, Avengers Endgame is now the highest grossing film of all time. Cosmo Jimmy says it's good. Okay, so I hope you're talking about the audio. I hope that means that you can hear me okay. Grant Harper, what's going on, man? Lou says, my shirt arrived today. It's tops. Awesome, Lou. So glad you got it, man. And I'm glad that you like it. I like it too. And it's a very comfortable shirt. It's a very, very comfortable shirt. Let's see. The Senate says, I know you hate Endgame, but do you like that it is winning? Here's the thing, Senate. I think it's a loss. I think it's a loss. Because if Avatar is first, terrible writing rules the day. If Endgame's first, terrible writing rules the day. So I don't think it's good for any of those films to be number one at the box office. And yet, now we have the current film that's still out in theaters with some of the worst writing being absolutely awful. Yeah, I can't do anything about the echo, guys. I'm very sorry about that. Very, very sorry indeed. But this is the only thing I can do with the audio. So if I had my new microphone setup, it would probably be able to take care of the echo somewhat, but I couldn't pack all that stuff with me on the trip up because my car was already packed to the gills because I have one of those small cars. So I could only bring my Blue Snowball microphone. So unfortunately, This is the best Avatar. I mean, this is the best audio quality that I can possibly get. Talia Al Ghul says, I hate Avatar more because it ripped off my favorite Kevin Costner movie. And not even just that. It ripped off of Pocahontas. It ripped off of so many other things, and it didn't do it better. It did not add to the story. It did not make anything more interesting. You know, at least it had decent visual effects, but visual effects are not enough to make a good movie, you know? It's not it's not enough, unfortunately. Let's see, Grant Harper says, James Cameron, no! Pretty much. He is totally, Darth Vader saying no right now. But my guess is that he's also saying, okay, well, now that I have the Disney machine behind my movies, when Avatar 2 comes out, if I have that same Disney machine, maybe I can have just as much success. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think there's a chance in hell that any movie is ever going to get close to now Endgame. And if you even adjust for inflation, I don't think any movie is going to get close to those films either. Because when you adjust for inflation, the highest grossing film of all time, I believe, is still Gone with the Wind. Is still the highest grossing film of all time. Let's see. Slasha Neon said, Grant Harper, what's going on, man? Says, Slasha Neon says, it's unfortunate, but I accept that movies are more visual medium experiences for normies, so spectacle is more important than writing to them. As a writer, I disagree. Oh, no, for sure. And as someone that's more of a critic, I'm right there with you, man, because I think if you don't have good writing, you don't have a good movie. Now, unless it's like a bad movie and it's played as being a bad movie, those are when exceptions could be made because the writing is not the main focus. Like, for example, The Meg. No one's going to see The Meg to have a good story. You're going to see The Meg because you want to see Jason Statham punch a giant megalodon in the face. You know, like, there's a clear difference there. The movies that are made, and some people try and make that argument saying it's just a superhero movie. But it's been pre-established already that, especially with the Russo brothers and how they've been running the show, that you have these great stories being written, and they're being told well, and they're being directed well, and all the acting's great in it, and yet we don't find ourselves getting that we don't find ourselves getting those types of movies anymore. It really started with, Captain Marvel was the tip of the iceberg, and now Endgame, which was now the biggest grossing film. So again, as you can tell, guys, this isn't indeed real. This is not clickbait. Avatar has now been defeated. Endgame is now the highest grossing film of all time before adjusting for inflation, and I keep wanting to say that because I think it's very important for us to be very clear on what's actually going on here. Let's see, Taliago says, yeah, it was Blue Indians. Yeah, pretty much. Teresa Martin says, you have to have a good story. You're absolutely right, Teresa. If you don't have a good story, you don't have a good movie. And again, unless you're going to try and be like, oh, we're going to be like The Room, which is a terrible movie, and it's hilarious. Unless you're trying to do that, which they're not, then you don't have anything. Sam says, I think if John Wick's should win. Oh, man, John Wick, absolutely. John Wick is a well-written. Talk about, doing anything else. It is truly amazing. Desi says, time for soundproofing. Well, I need to get all my stuff up here first. Like, literally, this is my room. This is going to be my new office in the new house. And most of my stuff is still at my home 7 hours away. So if you're just coming by this video and you just happen to see it, I'm sorry, this is not the new normal audio quality that you get, which is why it's on my secondary channel and not on my main channel. Because I knew that the audio would be probably bothering some people. Yeah, Blue Indian says Talia Al Ghul. You need to have a good story. Teresa Martin, you're absolutely right about that. Let's see. Grant Harder says, I watch Avatar over Endgame any day, but I ain't saying much. Yeah, I wouldn't watch either of them. Seriously, I don't own Avatar. I think the only time I would ever buy Avatar would be if it was like a $1 movie, because I think it is a beautiful film, and I like to have certain films in my collections. But man, yeah. I'm never going to buy Endgame. I have no plans to ever see Endgame again. There's no need for me to see it again, And if I do see it again, it's going to be through my Fire Stick, most likely, just so I can say that I saw it twice and gave the story a second chance. But it's not looking likely that's going to happen. Let's see. Lou says, got a cruise, man. Hey, have a good one, man. Have a good one. Got Australian things to do, says Lou. Sounds good, bruv. Slatanian says, but giant cat smurf love scene. Oh my god, yeah. So using the same ponytail that you used earlier in the movie to ride an animal, you also use that same ponytail to have sex. Interesting. Please explain how that works. Alex McCarthy, what is going on, bruv? He says, watching movies with the wife, just watched Bad Times at the El Royale, and now time for Tag. Dude, please tell me you like Bad Times at the El Royale. That was my favorite movie of last year. That was such a good movie, very underrated film, and I freaking love it, man. See, Grant Harper says, you forgot about Fern Gully, about inspiration for Avatar. Oh, no, I forgot it then, but whenever I explain Avatar, I say, just imagine you have Pocahontas and Fern Gully. And I always say, too, if you want to see a movie that's about environmentalism, that's about saving the earth, about all those other things, watch Ferngully, because Ferngully does it better because it has an environmental message to it. Don't deforest, don't tear down trees, etc. And it tells it much better. It does a much better job telling that story. Much better than Avatar telling it, that's for damn sure. Rhaegar Targaryen says, and I didn't get an alert. Well, to be fair, I randomly I was literally, guys, I was going back and forth with, am I going to do a live stream tonight or not? Because this echo is even driving me crazy because I can hear it. I don't have any headphones on, so I can clearly hear it myself. So I know that you guys can probably hear it too. But literally someone just tweeted at me that this news broke that Avengers Endgame has now officially passed Avatar for the highest grossing film of all time. And I said, okay, well, I had to cover this because this is something that I've been covering for a long time. Before Endgame came out, I said that this is going to be the best chance that any movie is going to have to pass up Avatar. And sure enough, it has finally happened. And there was a lot of people saying it's never going to do it. It's never going to do it. It's not making enough money. But when Disney sets its mind to something, they will put it in as many theaters as possible. They will try and do anything that they possibly can to get it done, whatever it is that they want to do. And for this one, they're like, we want that record. Now they have it. Now Avatar is no longer number one, even though now they own the distribution rights to Avatar. It was not done by them. Now a Disney movie, a Disney-run film from the ground up has now passed this record. And that's what they wanted. They wanted the record, and that's all that they wanted. Talialgo says that's a funny image, Odin. Oh, it's crazy, right? It's so crazy. Alex McCarthy says, okay. Oh man, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. Let's see. Sasha Neon says, I know you're busy with moving. Hello, Tennessee. But did you see the abomination called The Cats trailer? Sasha Neons. Don't use that word abomination because I say that trailer is amazing. And the reason why that trailer is amazing is not just because it's creepy, but also because now we've gotten several different people that have made different versions of the trailer with different music, including one where it's set to the same music for the trailer for Us. And if you've ever heard that tone, if you've ever heard that music for the movie Us, it fits perfectly with the Cats trailer. It has the same type of creepy vibe to it, and I will say this much. I love it. I cannot wait to go see Cats on opening night, or at the very least buy my ticket to see Cats and then go see Star Wars instead, allegedly, of course. But I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's amazing. Senate says, I know I have bad eyes, but I barely see flaws in films. I don't know why. I thank you for pointing out that nonsense. No, Senate, again, it's not that you're blind. It's that you are much like other people where when you go to see a movie, you turn, like, and again, this is not an insult, but you turn your brain off. You say, okay, I'm just going to look at what's on the screen and be entertained. And that's fine. I mean, obviously, I've done that before myself. There's certain movies where I say, oh, I know it's bad, but I was able to enjoy it. But we see with Endgame, because Infinity War set the bar so damn high of having a great story, great acting, everything being so tightly put together, I was expecting the same thing. And then when from like the beginning on, we didn't get that story, I was like, okay, well, if we're not going to get that, okay, fine, we're not going to get it. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it out, man. Super Anime Gamer, hey, what's going on, my dude? What's going on? What is going on? Yeah, Teresa Martin, thank you very much for this information. So, adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind has grossed $3.8 billion. So, as I said, before you adjust for inflation, Endgame isn't even in like the top 5, maybe even top 10, because money has changed so much, and people fail to realize that so many people went to go see Gone with the Wind when it first came out. That movie was out for several months, like crazy long time. Endgame, of course, has made a lot of money. Let's not, deny that. Making over, almost $3 billion, before adjusting for inflation, like these other films have the ability to do, is very impressive, which is why it's going to be on that list of highest grossing films of all time prior to inflation. But it's very important for us to always say that because it helps us to put things into better perspective. Let us see. Laura, what's going on? Yeah, I'm so sorry. So I first tried going live, and I forgot to click the correct event because it's different with how I set up on the secondary channel than from my main channel. And so an alert went out, probably with a dead stream. So I'm very sorry about that. But as you can tell, this is a very different situation from what I'm used to, from what you guys are used to, which is why it's on this channel and not on the main channel, because then it would have been just awful. Let's see. Super says, I know we're talking about Avatar, but real quick, did you see the news that dropped about the MCU? Apparently, we're getting 10 movies in 2 years. Stop. It shouldn't be 2 years. No, not 10 movies. So, Super. A couple of things that they were talking about were the shows that are going to be on the Disney streaming service. So, for example, you have you have Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bucky and Falcon. That's going to be a show. That's going to be a TV series on the Disney Plus streaming service. So some of the things that they're talking about are for their streaming network, are going to be their shows. And then the other things are going to be their movies. So Eternals, I heard, got officially announced with Angelina Jolie, which, okay, whatever. Again, these are all movies that I'm not going to see in theaters. Thank you, Disney, for making that so easy and for allowing me to save some money. But Eternals was announced. Shang-Chi I saw was announced as well. And that was the last movie that I had saw that was officially announced. I'm sure they've announced more since then, but obviously the bigger news to me that I wanted to focus on was the Endgame finally beating Avatar, because obviously box office is a pretty big thing for me. It's something that I follow. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a much higher quality video when I get back tomorrow for the Geeks and Gamers channel talking about that at the box office. But yeah, I mean, still, they're making a lot of content in the next 2 years. And basically, Phase 4 is going to be a 5-year program, because they already told us that. And so all these films, the film side, are going to come out over the next 5 years, not otherwise. I think, Nico, you said, are you talking about D-Live? There's no way I can do the D-Live right now. There's no way. I'm right now, so guys, you can't see this, but I'm basically in one of those, like, fold-out chairs, like the ones that you sit at for like parades or when you're watching a soccer game. Like, it's one of those chairs with a little, cup holder and everything. It's so uncomfortable. It is so freaking uncomfortable right now. So literally I'm sitting, that's why I'm holding my microphone. I'm sitting back because there's no way that I could be up with my computer doing what I normally do. There's just no way I could do it. I can barely keep track of the 27 people watching this right now. I'm doing the best that I can, guys. Oh, man, I love you guys. Thank you so much for putting up with my nonsense. All right, let's see what we got. Let us see what we got here. Laura says, nice baseboards. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the echo as well, and the fact that you can hear all of my dogs as they walk around and make noise. I hope they don't bark, because then it's not gonna be good for anybody. Let's see. Slice of Neon says, I enjoy special features, so I'll get Endgame for those more than the movie itself. By the way, got my Shazam Steelbook, Captain Sparkle Fingers for the win. Slice of Neon's awesome, dude. Yeah, I got my Shazam Steelbook as well, and I can't wait to actually watch it to see some of the special features on it. And yeah, man, I was so happy that I was able to give away several copies of that movie. And Alita, guys, this Tuesday, just a few more days, Alita's coming out on Steelbook. Some people somehow already got their Steelbook, which is awesome. Congratulations. But I can't wait to pick mine up. I'm very, very excited for it. Very, very, very excited. Let us see here. Nico says, so Cats is a horror movie. If they don't play it as a horror movie, then they've missed a great opportunity. But unfortunately, I don't think it is. Senate says, apparently Marvel released the Eternals film date. Yes, they did. Darth Morrill says, wow, Marvel has like 5 movies planned in 2021 alone. Fatigue will definitely kick in. As I said before, I think some of those are shows, not movies. Darth Morrill says, Angelina Jolie and Richard Madden have been announced for Eternals. Yeah, I did see that. I saw specifically the Angelina Jolie announcement. Darmo says Eternals. Alice McCarthy, you have a good one, man. Tech Guy says, I need your confirmation. Is it true the Alita actress had a message for the fans? Many believe it was going to be thanks to fans, but was told by Blu-rays. So Tech Guy, it has, yeah. So basically at Comic-Con, several people went up to her and while filming her asked the question, do you have a message for the Alita army? And so people posted that reaction on Twitter. And so basically she said several times to go buy the Blu-ray. So she did say that about Alita. And obviously it's because, one, it helps her out because it guarantees her work. And also if she has a contract that allows her to get money from the Blu-ray sales, obviously it helps her too. But also when you see the work that she did behind the scenes, learning how to fight and doing all that really cool stuff, I think she wants to continue to play that role. So yeah, she has said that. That has indeed been confirmed. Grant Harper says, what are your thoughts on Zootopia, to be honest? I used to like it, but recently I started to dislike it because SJWs and furries love it, and well, let's Encyclopedia Dramatics say it. Grant Harper, I do. I actually like Zootopia. I think it's a very good Pixar film, to be perfectly honest. I own it, so that should speak for itself. And yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but I think there's enough comedy in there, and any SJWs that are going to try and spin the story and spin the message of the film are reaching. Seriously, like they're reaching at best. Micah Martinez says, so Endgame beat Avatar. I know we have completely different opinions on that movie, but it's nice to see something other than Avatar beat number 1, even though it's Disney's greedy company. Micah Martinez, that's why I'm split, because I don't think it's good either film is the highest grossing film. I think good movies should be the highest grossing films. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen because what's going on right now? What are the highest grossing films of this year? They're all Disney movies. And not just that, they're Disney remakes. They're Disney reboots. And I'm tired of it. And so that's why I've been very clear on my channel. We need to stop spending our money on Disney. We need to stop giving them money and find alternate means. If we really want to watch something, if we're like someone like me where you review this stuff, there needs to be new ways for us to be able to watch it. That's why you can buy a ticket to something else and then just go watch it, allegedly, of course. Or use a Fire Stick TV, allegedly, of course. Grant Harper says, in fact, nobody talks about Zootopia when it comes to SJW and politics. Yeah, seriously. If anyone is going to talk about it, then it's ridiculous. Yeah, WandaVision is also another TV series. Last time I heard, it was going to be a TV series. So again, they're not releasing 10 films in 2 years because you have to understand, like, the amount of money it costs to make one film, there's no way they could do more than 3 movies in a year. Like, realistically, based on the amount of money that it costs to make film. So they need to have the films come out, make them more revenue so that they continue to make movies. So 3 is pretty much the maximum as far as Marvel films in general. Sometimes there are exceptions, but it's very, very rare that you'll see more than 3 at any point. Mighty Wolf says, do you think Avatar 2 will surpass the record again? No. I don't think any film from this point on is going to get close to what was made by Endgame. Endgame was an event film built up over 11 years, and there's no way they can recapture that magic, especially when you look at the box office going down every single year. Like, the downward trend over several years now has been dropping. Movie theaters are not going to be around in the next 10 to 20 years unless it's like a small niche market. Most things are going to go straight to streaming. You know, Disney service is going to be a huge thing where I think in the next 10 to 20 years, they're going to put movies straight to the service where you pay an upcharge to go see it early. So that's what I think is going to happen. But no, I don't think any film, for that matter, is going to get even close to passing it again. Let's see. Laura says, in the South, you're required to decorate your house with cow or chicken decor and knickknacks. So let us know your preference. I don't think that's entirely true, Laura, in all houses in the South. So I'm going to choose neither. You're not going to find any animals other than just my own pups. Darth Morrill says, still nothing on Black Widow. I thought that would be the next movie. Well, again, I think the panel is still going on, so you guys are going to know more about that than I will. Because, again, the big news that I want to talk about was the Endgame. So let me know if there's any other announcements that are going to happen right now. Yes, and the chairs are so freaking uncomfortable. Everyone's very excited because y'all got to see the Willow there. So it's so funny because there's no other furniture in here. There's this desk. There's this very uncomfortable chair that I'm in, and then it's, as you can hear it. You can hear that there's no other furniture in here because everything is reverberating all over the place, and I can't wait to fill stuff up in here, including put a rug in here, including taking some of my soundproof padding and putting it back in here too, and just, lessening that. So I'm hoping that the next time I stream from this location, it's going to be in a much, much better treated room. It's not going to be perfect, because my other room had carpet. This room does not have carpet and won't have carpet. So I'm going to have to do the very best that I can. Yeah, the puppy alerts. Internet seems good. Yeah, because we set up the internet and it's fiber. So it's the same speed. Theoretically, it's the same speed as what I have at home. So it shouldn't be any problem. The only difference is that I'm using my portable setup. And it seems to be handling this pretty well, and so does the internet. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear the internet's holding up because that was the one question I had. Let us see here. Okay. Sasanian says, you hear Ruby Rose ditch Comic-Con like Dan and Dave? Yes, I did. I put a tweet out about it because it's so funny to me that these people will make up any and all excuses to say, oh, I can't come. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Don't try and make up any, unless like a tragedy happens, there's no reason to not go. Like if a tragedy happens, then absolutely you have every reason to skip an event like that. But to say, oh, my scheduling, no, that's bull crap. That is total crap because anyone worth their salt knows that the exposure that you get at Comic-Con is worth a day off the set because that's exposure, that's you able to get your message out, and also that's a way for them to get paid more money. So let's just be honest here. Let's see, Super says, oh yeah, my bad. I saw the news and automatically assumed projects meant films. Yeah. So it still seems like too much and I could care less about the MCU. I'm the same way. So again, I'm not going to pay for an MCU film for the foreseeable future because of the nonsense that they seem to be going in. I mean, the Eternals alone looks like it could be extremely woke with the direction they want to go with certain characters, and they have Angelina Jolie now attached to the project, and I don't think that's going to be beneficial to it as well. So yeah, they might have 10 projects planned for the next 2 years rather, but they're not all going to be movies. There's only a few of them that are actually going to be movies in the process. Super says, I do believe there are approximately 5 films by 2021. Could be wrong. Got to check. Oh, no, for sure. Because let's see, you have next year, you're probably going to have at least 2 to 3 films. And then the following year, so 2020 is going to have 2 to 3 films. I'd say 2021 is going to have 2 to 3 films. That's already like 5 to 6 films in 2021. So yeah, absolutely. I agree. Let's see. The CJH says, doesn't inflation stop Endgame from being Avatar? So again, the list we're talking about here is before adjusting for inflation, because when you adjust for inflation, Avatar is not number 1. When you adjust for inflation, you have Gone with the Wind at the number 1 spot. So that's it. So that's why you can't even have Avatar in the discussion for number 1 unless you don't adjust for inflation. See, Super says, however, I do love Richard Madden, and I do think it's awesome he got cast. I might have to watch it allegedly when it comes out next year. Oh, allegedly, I'm going to watch it. Allegedly, I'm going to watch it for sure. A Fire Stick might be used in the process. No question about it. Yeah, who is Richard Madden? I don't have the ability to look him up right now. Micah Martinez says, unfortunately, The Lion King is making a crap ton of money. Oh, yeah, Lion King is going to make well over $1 billion. And I told you guys that I thought that was going to happen. And the reason why is because there are too many people out there that don't care, and they just want to have a big image on the screen. They just want to have the giant spectacle, and that's all they care about. And I was talking with a friend earlier, and he said that there were some things that he really liked about it from a visual perspective, but it was soulless. That's pretty much been the common theme, is that, yeah, it's there, and it's pretty to look at, but it doesn't have a soul. It's completely unnecessary, and the changes that they make are heavy-handed, and there's no reason for them to be there in the first place. Selection Neon says, love Zootopia. Whenever someone asks, what does the fox say? I answered with, it's called a hustle. Grant says, for your correction, Zootopia was made by Walt Disney Animated Studios, not Pixar. Oh, thank you very much for that. I thought it was at Pixar. Thank you. I appreciate that, Grant. It's still under, of course, the Disney umbrella, but thank you for the clarification. Grant Harper says, I got that one. Talia Agul says, well, we live in a world where one of the worst fast food joints is number 1, McDonald's. So it's not surprising about films following suit. Well, to be fair, if you just go to McDonald's for their dollar menu, I think it's fine. That's where I am. CJH says, the problem with original movies is that either nobody goes to them or they are badly made or are woke. CJH, that's an excellent point. But that's why we, the ones who are aware of this, need to start supporting films that are good films that are not woke. Because if we start to take the money that we would have given to Disney, because imagine, how much do you honestly spend on Disney every single year? Think about it. How many movies do you see from Marvel? How many films do you see from Pixar? How many movies do you see? Do you have family that you bring with you? Calculate that in your mind and then say, I'm going to take that money and either pocket it completely or invest it in a Fire Stick, invest it in movies in theaters that deserve to be invested in. And then obviously you think about, okay, so now my money's being put somewhere else. And if enough people, imagine, if enough people do that, if you have 100,000 people, which is not many when you think about it, 100,000 people do that, that's millions of dollars. That's no longer going into Disney's pockets. But again, it requires us to actually do an action. It requires us to actually do something about it. Alrighty. Let us see here. Alright, Senate says, you still getting Disney Plus? I'm not. I got my APKs and Fire Stick allegedly. Senate, there's no way. Beforehand, remember I said I might get it? There's no chance in hell I'm getting it now. No chance. Super says, one more, then I'll breathe. As an OG sub, love the return to the tiny live streams. Love the big chats though too. Yeah, no, same here because, I still think they're small in comparison to a lot of other channels. But yeah, lately on the main channel, we've been getting close to like 100 or plus for all the Saturday and for all the evening streams when other people aren't streaming. But no, I love the small ones too. It allows me to do a lot more and allows me to interact more with you guys. And that's something that I love to do. Nico says, no Aardvark Thor. CJ8 says, it's always big budget films that hit $1 billion. You never see a low budget film, indie film hit $1 billion, which is sad. It is sad. because the only thing that's stopping that from happening are the people going to see it, because you don't need to put in $1 billion to get $1 billion back. That's not true. You can get multiple millions of dollars, but unfortunately people just, they don't want to go through it. They don't want to support these films, and it's really sad. Michael Martinez says, haven't seen the Lion King remake, but still, people are easily manipulated. I'm tired of Disney remakes, and I'm glad I didn't see the unnecessary remake. Yeah, Michael Martinez, I'm one where I'm going to see it eventually. Now, again, as I mentioned before, I have my ways of being able to see it, both in theaters and not in theaters. That is, allegedly not the correct way to go about it. But again, I take care of the movie theater. If I go to the movie theater gets my money. No question. Movie theater will always get my money because the movie theaters I love. Again, I used to work for one, and I love the people that work there. But the studio, that's where I can control where my money from the studio goes to. Soul Assassin says, can you do your best version of Drunk 3PO? No, I can't, because if I do, I'm going to make this thing pop so much, and it's going to blow out some people's ears. Because I was testing it a little bit earlier in front of my mouth, and oh man, it does not work. So I'm trying to move as little as possible. All right, Tech Guy says Black Widow has now been officially announced at Comic-Con. All right, well, as I said before, if I really cared, I would, but that's where I am. Mirror German says Odin Echo. I know, man. There's nothing I can do about it. I wish I could. Tech Guy says just announced in Hall H, Marvel Studios Black Widow with Scarlett Johansson, David Harbour, Florence Pugh, O.T. Famiga, and Rachel Weisz, directed by Kate Shortland in theaters May 1st, 2020. That's what we all thought, because remember they had the May date. Most of us assumed that the first film of the year was going to be Black Widow, so that makes sense to me. Didn't know David Harbour was going to be in it, though, so that's kind of cool. And Rachel Weisz, that's interesting to have her in the role, too. Though I think that she's probably going to play the head of the place that she got trained, because wasn't she already established in the MCU as the person that trained her? I could be wrong on that. But again, that's fine. Am I going to see it? Then it says, Ruby Rose and D&D both opted out. Yes, they did, because they're cowards and they can't face fans. Cobra says, have you seen the Witcher trailer? No, because I'm not really interested in it, because I'm not much of a gamer, so I don't really understand it that much. Michael Martinez says, I'm not looking forward to the Eternals. I feel like they will go woke. Oh, they absolutely will. Have you seen that cast? Have you already heard what they're doing with some of the characters? Also, it doesn't help that Brie Larson is set for 5 films. Yeah, seriously. Good Lord, man. If that's what I want to hear. Is Brie Larson showing up at Comic-Con? That's going to be interesting. And 2, are they going to announce what film she's going to be in? And is Captain Marvel 2 going to get officially announced over the next 5 years? That's going to be extremely interesting to see. So please keep me posted on that. And I appreciate all the guys that are helping me out with this. Yeah, Tech Guy is monitoring. I appreciate it. Super says, Richard Madden played Robb Stark in Game of Thrones. He's dope. Oh, okay. Yes, good. I do like him. I do like him a lot. Mirror Jeremy says, Richard Madden is Robb Stark. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. CJH says, after watching the Cats trailer, do you regret saying you want to go see that instead of episode 9? I'd rather watch The Room instead. No, because something tells me it's going to be so bad it's funny, or so bad it's creepy. Now, that could be a lot of fun. Sometimes it's fun to be terrified because a movie is so bad. I think that might be how I feel about it. Super says, also, speaking of Dumb and Dumber, did you see this year's Game of Thrones panel? Didn't have time for questions. Supposedly they ran out of time. Thoughts? Hey, so Super, remember how D&D said they weren't going? My guess is that they tried to convince D&D to come. And so originally, before they canceled, they already scheduled it so that no questions could be asked, because obviously the questions that are going to be asked are, what do you think about the writing? What are your honest thoughts about this? Do you think, D&D, bailed on you because they were scared? Those are the kinds of questions that they would probably, even if they were able to control it and handpick the people that ask questions, which of course they would do, you would still have people saying, are you kidding me? And yelling stuff out. So that does not surprise me. They probably planned it before D&D canceled, and then D&D decided just to avoid it altogether because they didn't want people yelling at them. So... Slasher says, Blu-ray hard copy sales will tell if people really enjoyed the Lion King remake. Oh, exactly. In fact, we already have our first numbers for Captain Marvel. So I talked about this in a couple of streams a couple days ago. And basically, the first numbers are out. And the first numbers show us very clearly that it's not selling as well as its other counterparts in the MCU. Even though it might sell more copies than certain films, it's not making as much money. And what's really funny is when you compare it to other big films that were much more successful. And so obviously I want to wait to find out what more comes out, because I want to see the drop off, because there's always a drop off, even with Blu-ray sales, from the opening week to the second week. So I can't wait to see that. But also I can't wait till September when we get that, and also the Alita sales, because I want to compare week 1 sales between Captain Marvel and Alita, because that I cannot wait to make a video. I really think it's gonna happen. I cannot wait to make a video saying that Alita Battle Angel whoops Captain Marvel's ass in Blu-ray sales, because the fact that the Steelbook is sold out in so many stores, we have to travel hundreds of miles now just to get them, when Captain Marvel still has so many copies left in stores of their Steelbook, etc. I don't think it's going to be even close. That's my honest thought about that. Let's see here. Let us see here. Slicer. I just realized that you said, let us see here. Let us see here. Oh, that's great. Laura says, the problem with Lion King is that Donald Glover and Beyonce aren't voice actors, and their performances was flat. Scar and hyenas were much scarier this time. Okay, that's good to hear. I will say this much. Just seeing what I saw from the death of Mufasa, I love Chiwetel Ejiofor, who voices Scar in this movie. I love him. Children of Men, he's brilliant. Serenity, he's brilliant. He's a great actor. There's a great film called Red Belt. If you like action films, or rather, if you like drama films that also features martial arts, it's fantastic. And he's good. He's the lead in it. He's great. So I love him as an actor, but he's not Scar. He just isn't, and it just does not sound right. It doesn't sound right at all. Let's see. Graphics Don't Matter says, congrats on moving. Personally, I loved Endgame, but I am dismayed that Endgame is number 1. I wish Infinity War was number 1. Best grossing movie. Oh, no, I agree, because Infinity War is infinitely, all pun intended, infinitely better than Endgame. No question. It's got so much better writing, and everything about it is freaking fantastic. Super says, also, I'm pretty sure this year's Game of Thrones panel is one, if not the smallest they've ever done. Don't know how that happens. No hate to the actors who went. Just makes me sad. Well, I think it's because of how bad it was. Honestly, I think it was so bad that many of the actors said, I'm skipping. Talia Algu says, I have a Roku. Roku can't do the same thing. The reason why Fire Stick is the best way to go about watching certain things, allegedly, is because Fire Stick is based off of the same infrastructure as Android, meaning you can sideload apps. You can't do the same thing with Roku, or if you can, it's a lot harder to do so. So with Fire Stick, you can literally just, go to, there's so many videos on YouTube showing you how to do it, but it's so easy to download these apps, and so it's much better, allegedly, of course. CJH says, I always support theaters because I live where there's only one movie theater on the entire island. That being said, being in Canada means I have to rely on pirating content. It's really sad, CJH, to hear that. But yeah, I'm the same way. I like supporting my local theater because I don't want theaters to go away. I love theaters. But the problem is that studios continue to focus all of their intention and their marketing on these giant crap fest films, and that's why they're the only ones that make money. That is the reason why they are the only ones that make money. And until we stop supporting it, or until the studios stop making them, and they're not going to stop making them until we stop supporting them, it's not going to change. And that is the reason why eventually theaters are going to go out of business, is because the studios are basically tying their hands, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Graphic says, what is your opinion that Marvel is making Thor 4 with woke, with Natalie Portman being female Thor? When did they announce that? Has that been announced? The only thing I heard about Thor 4 is that Taika Waititi's coming back, and I like Taika Waititi a lot. Nico says, Eternals could be woke without being woke since the characters live forever. If done right, could be interesting. No hope though. Well, the rumor I heard was that they're turning one of the characters gay, who was not previously gay. And you know how I feel about that. I don't think any character should be changed for woke points when there's nothing previously established about that character. If you want to make a gay character, create a new character, or use a character that's already been established in Marvel Comics and DC Comics, and make a story about them. Don't change characters that already exist that don't have anything to do with that. Micah Martinez says, I haven't seen the cast for Eternals because I don't really care that much. No, I'm the same way. Again, I don't care much about most of these things. It's ridiculous. Tech Guy says, just announced Hall H. Marvel Studios Thor Love and Thunder. That's a terrible name. Please don't tell me. So Tech Guy is following all this stuff, guys. So apparently Comic-Con just announced, the Marvel panel just announced that Thor 4 is going to be called Thor Love and Thunder, which is a terrible name. Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman will be back. Taika Waititi will be director, of course. That's coming out November 2021. That sounds, again, if indeed it's been announced that Natalie Portman is going to be a female Thor, they are setting up the woke points. They are setting up all of the stuff that's going to cause their demise. Wow. That is awful. And Tech Guy, thank you for keeping me up to wait, so they've announced that she's becoming Thor? Is that what they've announced at this point? CJH says, I think Fantastic Four might be woke because it's supposedly set in the 60s. Oh wait, Fantastic Four has been announced too? Which means they'll try and sub identity politics. Same with X-Men. They might use Malcolm X type stuff. Well, X-Men, from what I remember, and again, this is all new stuff coming in now. From what I heard, X-Men is going to be pushed off for the next 5 years. And I think it's because they're going to focus on Fantastic Four instead. Super says, good theory about San Diego Comic-Con. I agree. Glad to hear it. Sarsa says, would have considered seeing Black Widow if ScarJo hadn't bent the knee, only allegedly considering it now. Oh, yeah. No question. No question about it, man. No question at all. All right. Let us see here. Grant Harper says, sorry if I'm a bit of a bandwagon like hypocrites, but your opinion on Zootopia gives me some sort of light on Zootopia. Just have to wait and see and hear more honest opinions. No, Grant Harper, it does not make you a hypocrite at all, because the whole point of the chat and the reason why I love this channel and this community is because we talk. We talk, we disagree, and then we hear each other out, and either we disagree or we come to an agreement. You know, it's not always going to be guaranteed, but you know, I just try and speak as honestly as I possibly can. CJH says, I keep seeing the Boys trailer, and every time I see it, I can't wait for it. It looks great. And again, Gary talks about it and says that it could be really good. Michael Martinez says, I can't wait for your future video where you tell Alita beat Captain Marvel in sales. That will put a smile on my face. I can't wait for it either. Super says, Love and Thunder is the campiest title I've ever heard. Please tell me it's a joke. I hope it's a joke, because that's a terrible title. That is a terrible title to a movie, let alone a Thor movie. Graphic says, Lion King already made $270 million on Friday. I shudder at how much it will make on the rest of the weekend. They don't deserve the money they're going to get. Well, it also made a lot of money opening weekend in China. Second weekend, not so much. However, I would say it's worldwide going to be close to $500 million by the end of this weekend. Yeah, maybe even past that. Michael Martinez says, I don't know about you, but that death scene from the Lion King remake was unintentionally hilarious. It looks bad. And yes, I think hilarious is one way to say it. For sure. Nico Spaghetti says, it pains me that hipster Hulk beat Avatar, but it also pains me that Avatar made that much money. Yeah, I'm the same way, Nico. That's why I said I don't like any of those movies being close to number one. I don't think either of them deserved it. Rhaegar Targaryen says that Fantastic Four has been confirmed. Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you for telling me all these things. Unexpected stream, John Winkler. Yes, sir. Sardian says, you think they'd sell Endgame copies that come with a free Captain Marvel copy just to get it out of the stores? Maybe Alita kick her non-existent butt next week. I hope so, Slicer, and I think it will. No question about it. And at least for next week's sales, that's a guarantee, because it's going to be the big new release. But unfortunately, I think that the stores have to sell it at a certain price, because keep this in mind. How often do you see Disney movies, let alone Marvel films, going on sale for like no money? It doesn't really happen. It really doesn't happen that much. Mayor Jeremy says, I kind of feel bad for people who actually like this season and still respect Dan and Dave. Those people must really hurt. Yeah, and again, I think that if they subjectively enjoyed it, that's fine. That's their opinion. They have a right to their opinion. But they have to admit the writing's bad. I mean, that's an objective point. Michael Martinez says, going to the movie theater is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, I know. Hey, Freya. She's going to take a picture because my pups are sleeping. Though now you just moved, and so now they're going to wake up. Oh, man. Are you about to go to bed? All right, I'm gonna wrap things up soon, guys. Let's see. Where was I? Going to movie theater is one of my favorite things to do. I hope they don't go away. It's a great experience. Margaret Martinez, I agree. I don't agree. So, Freya, they just announced at Comic-Con that Thor 4 is going to be called Love and Thunder. Even Freya's going to laugh at that. Isn't that awful?
It's pretty terrible. Although Chris Hemsworth could be Love and Thunder.
I'll be wrapping it up soon. Love you too. So for those that didn't hear, she said, well, to be honest, Chris Hemsworth could be Love and Thunder. So to all the ladies out there. Oh, man. I do have to start wrapping this up soon, so I'm going to try and go through as many questions as I can. If I skip your question, I am so sorry. Mirror Jeremy, got your question. Laura says, not previously gay Thor. Not previously gay Thor, Love and Thunder. I know, seriously, right? Oh man, it's awful. That's so bad. Super says, if we get Femme Thor, it's over. Modern Marvel is unacceptable cancer. I hope they do. I hope they see through it as well. Slicer says, I've waited 11 years for Beta Ray Bill. Gosh dang it, Femme Thor is out of here. Oh wait, is that true? All right, so Tech Guy says, just announced Marvel Studios Hawkeye with Jeremy Renner will also introduce Kate Bishop streaming exclusively on Disney. Oh, there we go. Kate Bishop. Again, this is the future of the MCU, everyone. For anyone that said, I'm going to wait and see, you are now seeing what Marvel has planned for the future of the MCU, and that future is woke. Phase 4 is phase woke, everybody. And I think that's been confirmed tonight by some of these names and everything else that's going on. Grant Harper, no problem at all, man. Thank you for keeping me honest. Again, I really do appreciate it. John Early says, call me racist if you want, but I'm getting sick of seeing black women with English accents in James Bond, but I guess Hollywood only cares about SJW politics. I think there's a lot of people that think like you do, John Early. I don't, but I think there are a lot of people that think like you, because to me, as long as they're British, I don't care what they look like. If they're British, that's my own important. That's like the only thing that's important to me. Darth Maul says, hold on, Blade just got confirmed? Thank God. Wait, Blade? They just announced Blade. I gotta go. So sorry, I have to skip this. Please tell me. All right, everyone's laughing at Freya, Love and Thunder. And I don't know how I feel about Taika coming back. I like Taika. Ragnarok was great, but I want that Thor mainstreamed. Fast and Funny is not Thor's character. Again, Super, I like Thor Ragnarok. That's me. Everyone's laughing at Thor. Grant Harper says, bye. Have a good one, Grant. Internals is going to rock, says Brad Noble. Oh, Brad. Blade confirmed. All right, I'm at the live. Guys, I'm finally live with the chat because I do have to start wrapping things up, so I'm very sorry. Tech Guy says, Kevin Feige confirmed Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Guardians 3 sequels are in development, and they are developing X-Men and Fantastic Four. Okay. Well, we knew that they were developing these things, but that's interesting. No date for Captain Marvel 2. That's interesting. That is interesting. So did Blade get a release date? They're making another Blade? So from what I heard, Mahershala Ali is playing Blade now, not Wesley Snipes. That's crazy. Fantastic Four confirmed. Oh, how they're going to massacre my boys. Yeah. Fantastic Four. Now that we know Fantastic Four is coming out in phase woke, there's no chance. We're never going to get a good Fantastic Four movie. It's been confirmed. We're never getting it. Super says, curse autocorrect, modern Marvel comics, is only unacceptable, but it's also unacceptable. Comics as a whole are collapsing because of Marvel's woke trash. Talia al Ghul says, Odin Borson, my Mjolnir is literal perfection. Talia al Ghul, Jan Foster, it will be once it's made for a woman. Wait, was that said? Brad is trolling. Jane Foster and it will play. Jane Foster will play Blade. No Black Panther, stop it. So Black Panther 2, we knew that was going to be developed because that film made $1.3 billion. They're going to make that. And to be honest, Black Panther was not one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Let's see. Darth Morrow says it's going to be a TV show, I believe. What, Blade is going to be a TV show? Okay, that's an interesting choice. Nico says they better bring in Laura from Logan into the MCU as a Wolverine replacement. Nico, I would be okay with that. But at this point in time, I'm kind of done with the MCU. Let's see, Sasha Neons says, someone in the chat said Blood and Thunder is a famous comic arc with Thor. We'll see if they meant that. Okay, yeah, because if it's Love and Thunder, hell no. Blood and Thunder, that sounds cool. CJH says, have we ever gotten a Fantastic Four movie? 90s ones come close, I guess. Mikey says, is Blade a Disney Plus series or a new movie? And darn it, here's the other thing too. If it's Disney Plus, is it going to be rated R or is it going to be a PG-13 show? Because if it's a show and it's PG-13 and it's on Disney Plus, screw that. Again, we're entering phase woke, everybody. We're entering phase woke. But anyway, guys, I do have to start wrapping things up, so let me go ahead. If you leave a comment, if it's orange, so if you put @Welcome to Asgard, I'll try and read it before I go. But I do want to shout out my peeps since I did do a live stream tonight. So a huge shout out to my July patrons, Albertus Magnus, Animation commentator, Baptist 702, Brian P., Chicago Joe 47, Darkstar 57, Delete System 32, Dion, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Entertainment Hacker, Frank and the Shawhan Weeder Dog Clan, Harold Francis, The Hunker Chunker Funkin' Monkey, Infinite Wood, Interrap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, JJ Jonathan Jarenbeck, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his Evil Twin, Orange Hat Reviews, Outpost Dyer, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Shenglong, Sir Lance Elato, Theodore Bendon, The DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, and Tina B. And also to my Subscribe Star members. I have to sign in. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. All right. Luckily, it saved all my information. J. Alex McCarthy, US 88209 Fast, Fan Addicts of Film, Force Ghost Jeremy, Dean Heiss, Harold Francis, Filming Professor, J-Rod the Beer Guru, Christian J. Murr, Texas Kayla, Rolando Scarfillery, Nebananji Adams, Andreas, the K-Man, and Brandon Blick. You guys are amazing. All right, let's go back to the chat really quick. Super says, again, I meant to say Marvel was unadaptable, which is why I'm amazed Feige is going with it. Turns out he's not as good as we thought. No, again, we're entering phase woke. We're entering phase woke. Love and Thunder for a Thor film. That's awful. Laura, why did you say that name? Says Laura. Oh, so you remember how in Logan, Laura was essentially Wolverine's daughter from, like, you know, genetic testing and everything. So someone was saying that they hope they bring her in as the new Wolverine, but not as Wolverine, of course, but as, you know, was it X-23 or whatever her character's name is in the comics. It's a TV show. Could be interesting. I love Ragnarok and Thor. Yeah. So again, Thor 4 had Taika Waititi attached to it, and that had me excited. But if the name of it is Love and Thunder, good Lord. Love and Thunder, everybody. So a few takeaways for tonight. So, as the title says, Endgame has now officially passed Avatar as the highest grossing film of all time before inflation. Must always make that clear. We've also gotten several announcements from San Diego Comic-Con about the future of the MCU, and we've got well over 10 projects over the next 2 years alone, both shows on the streaming service and also movies. Eternals has been officially announced, and also the date has been announced. The first film of next, I think it's the first, is Eternals the first film? If not, May 1st of next year, we have a Black Widow film coming out with Scarlett Johansson. We also have been confirmed that Thor 4 is going to be called Thor Love and Thunder. Yes, Love and Thunder. That is awful. And it's also been confirmed that several other projects are in development. What is interesting, Captain Marvel 2 does not have a release date. Black Panther 2 does not have a release date, and those two movies, I thought they were going to push to the front. That all being said, based on the information we got tonight, based on the information that's been leaked so far, it looks like we are entering phase woke. Phase woke, everybody. If Blade was on Hulu, that'd be fine. Someone entered the chat. I don't know how to say that name. I'll say it again. Blood and Thunder is one of Thor's signature comic arcs. He literally goes nuts and takes out like a dozen. Again, it's not Blood and Thunder. It's Love. Love and Thunder was what was announced. That is a terrible name. Love and Thunder. Now, if someone mistyped that, then that'll change. Dar says, one of the Eternals actors claims she's relieved that it's diverse and very inclusive. Oh, God, stop. Peace and love, says Mirror Jeremy. Love and Thunder. God, Love and Thunder is so bad. That's so bad. It does sound woke. That's the thing. We're entering phase woke. Gonna be awkward seeing Cottonmouth return from the dead as Dan Fierce as Rhaegar Targaryen. But anyway, guys. So Endgame has defeated Avatar at the box office, and we are officially, and of course, we're going to get more titles, I'm assuming, but if Feige said that all the other projects are in development, something tells me that that's it. But we have finally entered phase woke, officially. Love and Thunder is the future of the MCU. God, that's such a bad name. Love and Thunder. God. If they make Love and Thunder, it's in direct mockery of Blood and Thunder. If it's a mockery of it, that's terrible. God, Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder. God. God, Love and Thunder. Batman Beyond is getting remastered. I heard that. John Winkler, I heard they are finally releasing Batman Beyond on Blu-ray. I've never seen it before. Sounds like I might have to get my hands on that copy. Nicholas Allen says, Captain Marvel 2 not having a release date. I think it's out of fear. Black Panther 2 is being made when Ryan Coogler is ready. Yeah, I think that's huge. And Tech Guy says, Natalie Portman is going to be the first Goddess of Thunder in Thor 4, Love and Thunder. It's been confirmed? Oh my God. Well, there it is. Congratulations, everyone. We've entered into phase woke. Aren't you glad that you got out of the MCU at this point? God. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that the audio wasn't terrible. I know it's not good, but I hope it wasn't completely unbearable. Thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for bearing with me in this process. I've got to head to bed, and I don't want to keep Freya up. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, because I might try and do a stream tomorrow to make up for this bad quality. And of course, we'll have our regular stream on Monday and Tuesday. And if you're a Patreon or Subscribe Star member who's at $25 and up, we will be having our Patreon and Subscribe Star exclusive stream very soon. And I will keep you guys posted on that. And it's going to be, just be ready for it to be on a random time and a random day, because there's a lot of things going on this week. I'm coming back up to Tennessee midweek, coming back, packing, getting a truck. It's going to be crazy. So just please bear with me on that. I'm going to try and be as flexible as I possibly can. But dear Lord, everybody, love and thunder. And apparently, according to Tech Guy, we're going to have our first female Thor. Phase woke. It is here. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful night. And as always, God bless.